is so exciting. So exciting to be here for this makeup masterclass. Like I'm in my element right now. Like this truly is what I love, love, love to do. First things first, let me know where you're coming from, and I'm going to do the same. So my name is Kimberly Weimer. I am a makeup teacher. Not trained. I'm just going to say that right now. I did not go to school for makeup artistry. I'm 55, but what I did go to school for and spent 25 years at was public school education. I've taught every grade except for kindergarten. Y'all, your kindergarten teachers, y'all have a special place in heaven. And I never taught third grade, but I've taught clear through sixth grade. But about 5 years ago, I came to social media to teach um, makeup. And primarily the reason that I taught makeup was because I was struggling myself. So I am coming to you, I'm hailing to you from Western Maryland. I'm a Maryland girl. And I also have some experience being like on stage. I'm a singer, I'm a former Miss Maryland. And so what I learned about stage makeup and everyday makeup is, well, it's totally different. Like, you know, talking to somebody up close, 3 feet away, your makeup is so much different than if you are on stage performing in front of a live audience under big lights. Okay, so the other thing that I want to tell you is that the lighting that you see right now, this is artificial lighting. Okay, this is just a light that I have in front of me, shining on my face. And I just want to take a moment to talk to you a little bit about lighting before we start to talk about makeup, because where you do your makeup is really important. When you're doing your makeup in a bathroom, you tend to have shadows depending on your lighting in your bathroom. If you are doing it in a dark room and you have a ring light, that also is different. But what I'm going to share with you today is a makeup line by Remon called The Cushion, that it doesn't matter what stinking lighting you have, it looks beautiful. Okay. So I just wanted to say that first and foremost, because that's really important when it comes down to makeup application. So, couple of things. Because I've been in the social media space for 6 years, I have had an opportunity to try a lot of different kind of makeup. Okay. And I feel very confident in saying this right now, in that the Remon cushion is my absolute favorite base foundation. Okay. And I'm about to show you and tell you why. Okay. First of all, there's nothing better than having a makeup that is also skincare. All right. So it has the highlights of the cushion, and I'm going to show you one of these. I'm going to grab my color though. So it comes in 5 colors, and this is my color, natural beige, and we're going to get into that because that looks really dark. Do me a favor. Will you do me a favor? I want you to hover over my face, and you might see 3 little dots there. I want you to pin me so that I'm large on your screen. See if you can do that for me so that I am featured big. All right, give me a thumbs up if you were able to do that. Yahoo! That's what I love to hear. Okay. Because when I start to apply the makeup, I want you to have front and center of me applying it so you can see every wrinkle and every pore, y'all. This is because this is real life. So anyway, this cushion, it brightens, it will even out your skin tone. It's not cakey, okay? So the way that I describe it is it's not a liquid, it's not a powder, it's not a cream, it's cushion. All right, it has these oils in it that have these high light refractive properties in them, so that no matter which way you turn your face, the light bounces off. It is kind of like semi-matte, but it doesn't dry down. Okay, so some powders and liquid foundations can dry down. Imagine this. Imagine when you get a wet washcloth and you hang it over the side of your tub and it dries. And then what happens when you pick up the washcloth? It has the shape of the side of the tub. That's what happens to some foundation over time, which is why you may end up having an issue with it moving with your face as the day goes on. So, let me know right now. Like for me, I wore Bare Minerals foundation, color medium beige, for 24 years. Put in the chat what brand of foundation are you currently wearing, or did you wear the longest? Like, I'm just curious what kind of foundation you used to wear or still wearing, and you're like, I'm done with that. I'm ready to find something new. So the other thing is that the cushion is vitamin rich, has a couple really great ingredients, and has ceramides, which also ceramides like mimic the lipid profile of your skin, so it looks like skin, and it's also good for your skin. I'm looking at my notes here because I want to get this pronunciation of this right, but it has something called Akebia quinnata, which that helps to reduce fine lines. It also has juju chickweed, which brightens and refreshes the skin. And then, of course, the giant byung pul, which helps with antioxidant and inflammation. So lots of good ingredients in here. Oh my gosh, somebody else used medium beige, bare mineral. Oh my, yeah, like all of these that I'm seeing were really great when we were younger. And also, though, the cushion is great for any age. It doesn't, you don't have to have mature skin, but it's especially good for mature skin because it doesn't dry down. And finding foundation that moves with your skin and also is buildable, because here's the thing. Our faces are not one color. But yet, all of these years, we have been taking one color of foundation and applying it all over our face. Then what are we doing? We're making our faces one-dimensional. So what you're going to see me do today in this masterclass is I'm going to take multiple shades of the cushion to add dimension to my face without, at the very end, appearing overdone. Okay? Because I think as we age, especially, less is more. But I really believe that many people just want a natural look. The goal for me always is I want to look like me, only better. Okay? I just want to look natural, and I love up close makeup. I love standing 3 feet away from somebody and just looking at their skin and saying like, wow, they like look great. Like I can tell they have makeup on, maybe, but they just look great. So I'm going to take a 3D approach to makeup. And this is one that I teach on social media all the time. It is one that I learned 6 years ago, and I have never gone back. Okay, so what I'm going to do is the cushion comes in 5 different colors. All right, so you reach out to your planner if you want matched to a cushion color because they can help you. All right, but and you will find a good combination. There are so many options with this cushion because maybe you're going to need more than one shade. All right. I do want to tell you this though, before we move on, is this is an example of the cushion. Okay. So then you get the compact inside of it, but there's a little size inside the box. When you open it, you not only get the cushion, but you get a refill for the cushion. Okay. That comes in the cushion with you. So you're getting 2 cushions, depending on where you're watching from. If you're in the United States, that's $55. That's $27.50 per foundation. I'm saying that's a pretty good deal. So this compact that looks like your mama's or your grandma's CoverGirl compact, but much better and more beautiful. this opens up and there's this little notch right here. I used a pair of tweezers and pulled that out, and then your new cushion can just set back down in. Has a mirror as well, and then it has a sponge that fits on top. Now, for me, you can use the sponge, okay? My personal opinion is of the sponge is that it gives a really full coverage. What I'm going to show you today is I'm going to use a brush, and we're going to talk a little bit about brushes because y'all might have brushes. But brushes come in shapes and sizes, and depending on the shape and the size of your brush depends on the finish that you're going to end up getting. So if you're using a dense brush, okay, this one, let me show you one here that is a little bit more dense, okay? It's a little bit more dense. You can apply it. It's going to give you more of a full coverage with a dense brush. If you have something that's a little bit more fluffy, less dense, that's going to give you a lighter coverage. And I like to feather it in versus fuller coverage, stipple it in. All right. If you're going to use the sponge, that would be more of a stippling motion. Does it mean that you can't use both? Absolutely not. You can use both. What if you have an area on your face that needs a little bit more coverage? Then you're going to stipple. What if you have an area on your face that you just want to feather? Then you do that. Okay. We can meet everybody's needs right here with this foundation. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with natural beige, and I'm going to use this brush that has, I would say, like medium density. Okay. Not too dense, not too fluffy, medium density. I also want to share with you underneath of this cushion, I'll get it on my fingernail, is a lot of makeup. Okay. So just when you think you're out of product, you're not. Flip your cushion over, and there you can start over again. All right. So I replaced my cushion after about 3 months. Okay. But again, I like light to medium coverage. So that gives you a ballpark as to how long one cushion lasts. But remember, you're getting two. Okay, so I'm going to go in with my medium density brush. I'm going to pounce in, and I like to build my product. Okay, so where I'm going to start is where I need the most coverage, because remember, I just filled my brush. So I want to drop it where I need the most product. Okay, if I drop it where I need the least product, then I'm going to have to spread it. So I have lots of age and sunspots right through here. So this is where I'm going to drop it, and then I can share the love wherever I want it. Y'all, I go all the way up under my eyes because this doesn't crease. This is not the case of a lot of foundations where you can go directly up underneath of your eye. Okay. So this area right through here, I don't ever put a lot of product, so I'm just sharing what's left on my brush. I'm going to go back in, grab some more product, feather in where I need more product. And y'all, I can only see myself small. Wait a minute, I'm going to see if I can pin myself. Oh, I can pin myself. Okay, perfect. Oh, that's so much better. I wear glasses too, so you ought to see me trying to see myself in a microscopic square. Now, this is the feathering motion up underneath of my eyes. The only thing I have on right now is mascara. Okay. So, when we talk about makeup, it is a multi-billion-dollar industry. Okay. And the beauty industry is. And your makeup is only as good as your skin. Okay. So if you're having issues with your makeup, then chances are it is a skin issue. And Remon products provide hydration, healing, and allow you to actually wear less product. Okay, it's a beautiful thing. We still need makeup we still want makeup if you want makeup. I'm going to pin my hair back, y'all. So give me a second here so you can get the full idea. Um, but your skin, what the canvas that you are preparing to do the art on, your makeup, is really important. And if it's not in good shape, then your makeup, it doesn't matter what kind of makeup you're using, it's not going to look its best. All right. Okay. So I'm just going to do a little bit more here on my forehead. And I desire to not worry about the fact that my age and sunspots are shining through a little bit. Okay. But if it's something that if it's something that you are self-conscious about, you would dive in and stipple the product on to that particular area because it's buildable. All right. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go in, I'm going to do some contouring. All right. What is contouring? Well, contouring is adding shape and dimension to your face. I used to think it was really only for newscasters and people on the news to contour. And I just thought, it's another stage and TV thing. But y'all, I will never go without adding dimension of some sort, whether it be in the form of a bronzer or a contour anymore, because especially now that my skin is losing collagen, okay, and things are starting to drop, I don't want the hollow areas where they are hollow. I want to be able to lift and warm my face. As we age, primarily we end up getting like sallow looking, losing color, and adding a bronzer or a contour can provide life to your face. So I'm going to go in with the deep cushion. This is the darkest cushion that we have right now. All right, look how dark that is. It's warm. All right, meaning it has more red in it than gray. A regular contour, has more ash to it. It's going to add more shadow. The deep cushion is going to add more warmth, but I'm going to apply it the same place basically that I would apply a contour. Here's what I'm going to do though. Now, if you're going to use the sponge, I'm going to show you how you would bend the sponge. Okay, so you would bend it like this, and then you could dip it into deep, and then you could place it like this and blend up. Okay, so manipulating the sponge is a possibility. Again, that's why I like a brush. I'm going to pinch the brush. I'm going to dive into deep, tap, tap, tap. This is the amount of product that I have. Okay. And then I'm going to place it on my cheekbone. And then I'm going to flick up and back into my hairline. We're going to do the same thing right at the hairline. And you can, if you're like, I'm afraid of contouring, then just go in easy. If you had a fluffier a brush, then you could make it go lighter. It didn't have to be quite as bold. Pinch your brush right on top of the cheekbone. And the reason that I'm pinching the brush is because I don't want, if you look at the shape of the brush and I'm placing it right here, it's going to go beyond this natural crease down here to me. I want to keep it high. This is where I'm hollow, right here. I don't want to hollow that out even more. I want to keep it high onto the cheekbones so that it provides lift. Okay. And that really does pertain more to, let's say, more of a contour, an ashy contour, especially. This one is like it's a little bit warm, so you can use it more like a bronzer. As a matter of fact, if you want, you can tap it on your nose, tap it on your chin. The idea with a bronzer would be hitting the places, the highest places on your face, just like the sun would typically hit you. Okay. And then you can share the love a little bit down here onto your neck. Um, Pay close attention to that. Like the color of your face and the color of your neck. You want them to marry kind of together. You don't want the floating head. So just be conscientious of that. All right. The other thing that I want to tell you before I move on to the next shade is in the wintertime, I am not this color. In the wintertime, I'm lighter. Okay. Most of us are because we're not in the sun. Okay. Here's what you can do. So I have light, which is one shade lighter than my typical cushion color, which is natural beige. Okay. And here's natural beige. If I want to lighten, I'm going to do 2 taps in natural beige and 1 tap in light. And then, see, I'm placing this right here on my jawline for a reason. Okay. Y'all, what just happened? I literally just chiseled my cheekbones even more. This is just a shade lighter. I mixed it. And it also helps to be able to blend that into your neck. Many times our neck is lighter than than your face. Unless, of course, you are a heavy sunscreen wearer, which we all should be. This is a really great way of being able to chisel that cheekbone area even more. So we contoured and then we just a hair lighter. So let's do that again. I did 2 taps in medium, natural beige, and 1 tap in light, and we'll do that right over here. Kitty, I saw you said I use the same colors. There you go. You just have yourself a tutorial of what you can try tomorrow. All right. All right, now I'm just going to go ahead and use light. And we all have this memory of concealer. And back in the day, the concealer was a lot of light colors completely under the eye, really, really light. Okay. A true brightening color, a true accent color is really only 1 or 2 shades lighter than your natural shade. Okay, so that's light for me. Light is 21, natural beige is 23. If you look on the bottom, that's 2 shades. Now here's where I'm going to place it because I actually want to brighten this area. I have a lot going on. Y'all, if you have perfect under eyes, you can do so much more in under the eye than I can. But if anywhere that I put a light color is going to draw attention to that area. And if you have a lot of texture, eye baggage, things like that going on under your eyes, then you don't want to place a light color, too light of a color, all the way under the eye. So I'm just going to go ahead and show you where I'm going to place it. This is what Kim calls the sweet spot. Okay. It's almost like a 1, 1, 1. Now, this master class happens every Thursday, and every person that teaches this master class is going to teach a little bit different. And I think that's awesome. This is the way Kim teaches it. So whatever tips you're picking up, hopefully they're helpful, but pop on next week's masterclass and maybe you'll see or learn something different. Okay. Sometimes you might see putting some accent highlight right here. Okay. Or accent or a concealer color here. I have these deep 11s. I just prefer y'all to ignore them. So I don't want to put a light color right there. Okay. Sometimes you'll see people put it on their chin. I have large pores there. I decide to stay away from that. It's just the principle of knowing where placement goes depending on the color that you're using. Okay. This is a 3D approach to makeup. I love it. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump into adding color to my cheeks and maybe a little bit to my eyes. So I have all of the lip butters here, y'all. I have them all and they're so beautiful. Let me find one that matches my shirt here. A second. Bear with me. Dusty Petal. This was just a new release. I'm going to use it. I look for it to come back out, but I'm going to put Dusty Petal. So we have velvet and we have semi-matte. Okay. I love this. It is truly about the color of my shirt, if you're wondering. And then I'm going to go ahead and come straight down from the corner of my eye, just above where I put that bronzer, and I'm going to add some color right there. And let's do it to the other side. Down from the corner of my eye, add some color, and we're just going to take the brush and blend that in. Okay. And you can decide the intensity that you want it. And then we're just going to add a little bit to my lips. I love mixing colors on my lips too. And I do a lot of this on social media, and then I'll have people saying, "What's on your lips?" Like 5 different colors. I don't know. How pretty is that? And then I'm going to take the Glow Up Lip Oil. Y'all, if you have thin lips like me, you want a gloss, okay? Dawn, I saw your comment. I know Kim's going to go wash this off. My husband loves when I do makeup classes late because I come down the stairs instead of looking, a little frumpy. I come down all made up. He's like, "Wow, you're all ready." And now I'm going to take the setting spray. So again, how confident I feel in saying that the cushion now is my number one foundation, base foundation. I feel so confident in saying the setting spray trumps all setting sprays that I have ever tried with hyaluronic acid in it. It's good for the skin, but there's a couple other things that I love about it in comparison. Okay, number one, it works. You can use it as a before your makeup, and you can also use it at the end. So you can use it as a prep spray, and I did not do that. I also typically I ran in from my bathroom because I had done my skincare 20 minutes ago, but I usually use the Viaton balm underneath of my eyes first before doing any makeup. And then this at the end. I'm going to use it. What I also love is that the spray is so light. Okay, so I'm gonna hold it up here so that all the excess falls down onto my face instead of losing it in my hair. Okay. The smell is fresh air. That's the way that I describe the smell of it. The mist is really light, not like a water hose to the face. Okay. The other thing that you can do if you don't like the mist at all as a setting spray is you can spray it onto a beauty sponge and then tap it in. Okay. So there are a lot of extra things that you can do if you don't like the spray. Y'all look at the glow. Okay, just look at this glow. Now, I just want to show you one more fun thing. If you want, I'm going to go ahead and take Dusty Petal once I find it again. Oh, here it is. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and put this, because we're almost at our 30-minute mark. I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit on my eyelids. All right, y'all, this is infused with Korean skincare. So, it's probably way healthier than a lot of other eyeshadows that you find on the market. Can we just look at Dusty Petal on the eyes? Have y'all tried this? All right, let me know if what colors of lip colors that you gravitate towards. So I want to know, are you a red girl? Are you a pink girl? Are you a peach girl? Let me know the colors that you gravitate toward, because I think, and I mean, if you have a lip butter color that you gravitate toward, put that. But I'm just curious to know, because Remon has one that will match all of those. We have the peach tones, we have the pink tones, we have the reds. It doesn't matter. And you can use them on your cheeks and your lips and your eyes. And the coolest part of all is the Glow Up Lip Oil and the lip colors magnet together so that you don't lose them in your purse. Okay. So, I am finished. So you can unpin me if you don't want to look at me this big anymore. I'm tired of looking at myself and I don't know how to get myself unpinned. Oh God. Oh, here. Okay. Here we go. Perfect. All right. So I'm going to turn it over to Kate because Kate has a winner for our giveaway. And can I tell you guys what I'm giving away? We are giving away a 3 cushion pack. That means one of you will get 3 cushions and you can decide, and you're going to have to let me know. You can decide whether you want the 3D like me, so you want your main highlight, your brightening, and the deep, or whether you want 3 of your main or what it is, but we're giving away a 3 cushion pack, okay? So I am excited. Kate, I'm going to turn it over to you so that you can announce our winner.
Okay, perfect. I'm going to ask one more question.
Okay.
I'm going to ask them one more question. What was your favorite tip that you learned tonight? I always love to get this and see what everyone's biggest takeaway is. I saw some people talking about tips that they learned in the past. So that's always a really fun one for me. Yay. And like Kim said, you guys, we do these every Thursday. They're not always makeup, so we do the skincare master classes as well. So typically one is makeup once a month, and then we really get into the skincare because just as Kim said, your makeup can only look as good as your skin. It truly becomes the perfect base for the perfect application. Okay, so we're gonna do a little drum roll here, and then let me just make sure. Oh, we have a lot of them. Okay, so the winner tonight, I want you to listen because I'm going to announce your name, but I need you to email me your information. Okay, so I'm gonna put my email. I can message it to you, but I'm also gonna put it in the chat. But okay, ready? I know drum roll. I'm like, how do I do a little drum roll? Judy Wooten, you are our winner tonight. And she even went the extra mile because she wrote her name every time she commented. And I just absolutely loved it because she was on her iPhone. So, Judy, hopefully you're still here. Judy, yay. Oh, maybe people know Judy. Yay, Judy. Okay. So, Judy, you are going to email me. It is just kate@katetwig.com. If for some reason you get lost, just ask your planner for my information. But here it is in the chat in the blue right there. Or I don't know if it's blue for you. Um,
Yeah, it is. It's blue.
it is blue. Okay, good. So it is in blue. So Kate@Kate Twig, I need you just to email me your name and your address and the colors that you want. And Kim is going to send that out to you. She's being so generous. So this is so exciting. So thank you all so much for coming tonight. I always learn so much every time I learn from Kim. And truly, doesn't she look airbrushed? That was like a new term I was using tonight as you were applying it. I was like, she truly, I used to say filter, but filter is actually, I don't even think a filter looks good, right? So airbrushing though, you truly looked airbrushed the whole night.
Oh, thank you. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think that the other important thing to note is like it looks real, like it looks
Yeah.
like skin. And that's what I love the most about it.
Yes, your skin only better. That's how I explain it to everyone because you're going to be shocked your skin can look that good. Or that's how I was when I used the cushion. I was like, wait, how is this even possible? Okay, so yay, Judy, email us. Thank you all so much for coming tonight and Kim for all the amazing tips. And hopefully we will see you guys back here next Thursday for a skincare masterclass. All right,
Bye,
have a good
everybody.
night.
Thank you.